The following episode contains discussions around physical and emotional abuse. Please be advised. If you or someone you know is struggling with emotional or physical abuse and is in need of assistance, call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233 or text BEGIN to 88788.
Hello, and welcome back to the Power Posse Podcast. I'm Kristin.
I'm Stacie.
And I'm Ann.
And this is the place where women gather to power up, speak truth, and ride these wonderful waves together with courage, connection, and a little bit of sass.
Yes. It's you.
Oh, I don't know what I'm saying today.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, everyone. I have not eaten.
If you caught our last episode.
I know. If you caught our last episode, you heard from the incredible Zhen E Rammelsberg,
Yes.
who shared her many spark moments, actually, that awakening moment that we say can change everything for you. And so today, we are going to slow it down, soak it in, and reflect on a lot of the lessons that she shared with us.
Mm-hmm. This is our deep dive episode because sometimes the conversation after the conversation is where the real shift happens. This is where we unpack what moved us, what challenged us, and how we're making meaning of it in our own lives.
That's right. So grab your tea or your martini and your
Oh.
journal or maybe just your whole beautiful mind and settle in. Let's talk about what lit us up, what cracked us open, and how we carry forward with your Power Posse. Let's get into it.
All right.
So much, I think, with her.
Yeah. It was very inspiring.
The thing
Yeah.
that hit me the most that I kept hearing her come back to was realizing her worth.
Yes.
And I feel like, there was a story that she was telling about her son's concert or her son's marching band and how she was chasing her parents down and then stopped cold. And the thing that came to my mind was that literally her worth smacked her in the face.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, you're better than this.
Yeah.
You don't need this.
Yeah. It also makes me think of the idea of just talking about like running towards and then be like in a relationship, it should be not these people are standing here and we're always running to the people to make the relationship work, right? We're doing that looks like you're doing almost all of it, right? But if it's like two people and you're both running towards like that's ideally what you'd want. But if these relationships in our lives where we're doing all of the running to and trying to convince them of our worth and our value, and we're doing all that work instead of both people, that mutuality in a relationship where both people are investing and intentional in the relationship. And then if that's not happening, like she said, making a decision about what is it that I need, want, having self-respect. That was one thing that kept coming up for me. And having that self-respect and saying, yeah, this is what's healthy for me.
And that's important. That matters.
Yeah, that matters. And it's not like because I'm doing something at these other people. No, I'm doing it because this is really what's best for me. This is what's healthy. And I'm going to create this boundary. And actually, it's probably better for them too, actually, because they're not, I think it's good. Not let other people take advantage of you because that's not good for them to do. They're not being healthy either, right?
I always wonder about that sometimes because we've talked about that before, like with our families. And that's one of the things that I was thinking about when she was kind of sharing her story and, being a victim of abuse. And I know we've had some of those similar stories amongst ourselves and everything. And I just kept thinking about the situations where, she's trying to prove her worth. She's trying to do all this stuff and kind of building on what you said, it's not healthy for the other person who is antagonistic maybe in the relationship.
Taking advantage of you.
Yeah, or taking advantage. And then I think to myself, though, like, do they even get it?
Oh, I don't know that they get it.
I don't think they do, because
Yeah.
I think that they're so narcissistic in their thoughts that, how could somebody do this to me? And how it's like, I don't have, I mean, I know you guys know this, but I don't have a relationship with my biological father at all for a lot of reasons. And for years I would hear, and I still hear occasionally, from people who I'm related to, they're like, oh, I can't believe you don't talk to your father. That's so horrible. Everyone thinks it's so horrible what you've done. And I'm like, I have not done anything except for advocate for my own peace and well-being.
Yeah.
And it's not for lack of trying, but it's literally like when you reach that point where you're like, I want to be healthy. I want to be happy. And this is a you thing. And as a child, especially when it's your parent, I'm like, why am I the one who's trying to fix this broken adult who does not have the capacity to reach out or to love or to be a good person? And it's like, and when I made that decision, then it's kind of like when she was talking about forgiveness, it's like, it's not forgiveness for me. It's just not having a feeling whatever. I'm like, you know what? I wish you well. I don't wish any harm to you, but like you are not a part of my life. So like when she was talking about her mom dying and she still went to the funeral, and I've as you both know, like I have said that
We've talked about
when
that.
when he dies, I will not go to the funeral. And I know people are like, oh my gosh, that's horrible and you're going to regret it. And I'm like, but I don't regret it because I don't have a relationship with this person. And I think it's hard for people to understand that you don't have to have a relationship with someone who happens to be a biological relative or a parent.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure a lot of people maybe would want that to be different, but a lot of times if you get to that point in your life where you're like, I don't have a relationship with this person, rather than being like, oh, well, you're going to feel so bad. The question should be like, gosh, if you want to share it, why is it that you don't have a relationship with this
why
person?
would I make up that I do or fake it or try to or put on a performance for,
And I don't want to be,
what's the point of that? That's
and I don't want
not
to be
being
surrounded
real.
by them.
It's not being
exactly.
honest.
Yep. You're exactly right. Because I know you've given great advice on that. And it's like, I don't want to stand around with people that I don't like or don't know and have small talk that's completely disingenuous. Yeah. I'm like, nope.
I want to go back to, you mentioned forgiveness.
Yeah.
And I have such a hard time with even the concept of forgiveness, because I feel like forgiveness is for the person forgiving.
Yes.
Not the person being forgiven.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you expand
so
on
that
that?
you can, it's so for me to forgive someone who's wronged me in my past is about me getting comfortable with my past, with the stories, with the, I guess, damage that someone else has done to me.
Yeah.
And not allowing that person to have the control over me anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's almost like a release and allowing myself to let go of it and release it. And that to me is the forgiveness. It's not giving it to another person.
Yeah, so that they
Because-
don't feel bad
Right.
about what they did, or you're excusing it in any way,
Yep.
any of that kind of stuff. That
Yep.
it's for them. It's for you.
It's for you.
Yeah.
And when you give it to them, you're exactly right. If you give it to them, I feel like it is giving them still control.
Yep.
And when I say, kind of like I was saying earlier, it's like I don't have anything to forgive. I came to peace. I had peace a long time ago in recognizing that this individual is not healthy for me. It's not healthy to be around. It's not someone I want around my children anymore because of the stuff that I went through with them. But more importantly, it's like I have that peace of knowing that you do not get a piece of who I am. I will not take a piece of me and give that to you because I don't have a relationship with you. I don't want a relationship with you. Again, I don't wish you poorly or anything, but that time has passed. And I want to be happy. I want to be healthy. And you do not allow me to be either one of those things. And so, yeah, I completely agree with you. It's finding for you what allows you to be like, okay, I'm good with that.
I can be at peace with
I can
this.
be at peace.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that isn't necessarily for everyone in your
Exactly.
life. Because, of course, you know, when you are in, say, a healthy marriage, something like forgiveness between the two of you and feeling the forgiveness within yourself and also giving it to your partner. I can see that is super important. But I mean more like the relationships that you're choosing to step away from because of something from the past.
Yeah. It's kind of like, you know, when your kids would say you're sorry, right? You know, and then I was always like, well, what are you sorry for? You know, and I had a little former relative, and they would do the same stuff over and over and over. And then they knew that they would get in trouble. So as soon as they saw somebody coming toward them, they'd go, oh, sorry, 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 sorry. And I'm like, no, do you know what sorry means? Sorry means that you are hurting someone in one way or another. And when they tell you that you're hurting them, sorry means I will try to not do that again. It's not a get out of jail free card. The word is not like, oh, sorry, 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 and everything's good. And then you turn right around and you do the same exact thing. It's like, no, there is weight to your words. There are weight to your actions. And I think, like, even at a young age, it's important for kids to understand that and to learn, you know, empathy. Like, you cannot, I think it's a lot easier to teach empathy to a kindergartner than it is to like a 40-year-old person sometimes, you know, because they're like, oh yeah, they want to be a pleaser and all that stuff. But I'm always like big on that too. It's like weights have words, and, you know, or words have weight, I guess is the way to say it, you know. And when I think about that relationship, like with I just call him my biological guy, sperm donor, really, to me, it's like, no, that's, I'm okay with it. People are like, how can you be okay with it? I just am. I literally feel nothing.
Because you've
nothing.
found peace within yourself about it.
Like,
and
that's sad.
Yeah.
You need to talk. No. I'm okay with feeling nothing. So
And
it's like,
why
I feel
is
nothing.
it anyone else's business?
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and I think because then I think people go like, well, you're because you're bitter,
You're
or
angry.
there are things that are unresolved, and it's like, no,
I'm
actually, it's not. I actually have peace about it. I'm
actually
okay
have
with
resolved it, and that's why
Yes.
I have peace with it.
Yeah, but they just think that means, and Jen was sharing about that then the relationship it's all like great now, and we're like together, and we do all these, you know, or it goes back to like the way it was kind of thing, and it's like, no, because we're in a different place now. Things have happened. We're actually addressing it. If there was harm done, there's accountability. We're talking about it. We're understanding one another. And then both people can decide.
Right.
Do we still want a relationship? And what kind? And what is that going to look like? And
I mean, if they're willing to address it with you.
Right. Even that. Yeah. If you get to that place even, and then you can decide. Yeah. Because I've had the same thing happen with my family of origin. You know, I've made choices to not have a relationship with them now. I'm estranged from them. And I did not go to my dad's funeral.
Yep.
And so I really relate to Jen's story about that. And her and I have had conversations about that because we have those voices in our head or people around us that are like, well, but, you know, why didn't you, you know, or, oh, that's too bad. And it's like, no, first of all, you don't understand, like you said. It's really not anyone's business, you know, but that was a healthy decision on my part. And I actually watched the funeral like online through video. And I actually, when I started watching it, then that even confirmed even more to me the reason why I didn't go. And it was actually
healing.
It was all healthy and good. Yeah, it was healing. It was confirming that I made the right decision. I still, you know, heard and saw things, and do I, you know, well, but then it's out there and you don't have peace. No, I do. I do. I didn't have to go to the funeral to have peace about that situation and still appreciate things about my growing up and my relationship with my dad in the past, you know, so it's not, there's no bitterness there.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like, like you said, I'm in a good, healthy
It is what
place.
it is.
And it maybe doesn't look like the storybook.
Yeah.
But you know, how many people's stories really do look like storybooks? They don't.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and to
Only
be able to
on
just be
social
like, I'm not
media.
doing
only
it.
on social media, right.
Exactly.
The constructed,
Curated version
version of it. But yeah, I mean, I like the
Totally
storybooks best anyway that are that are more out of the box because they're more honest, right? They're more out of the box.
They're more out of the box.
Yeah, because they're more real.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because real life is messy.
It is. It's messy and it can be painful. And, I always just think like when somebody shares things with you, like, I just think people just don't know what to say sometimes. So I'm always like, if you don't know what to say, it's okay to just not say anything.
Yeah, you've given that
Yeah.
advice before, and I think that's just really true.
Yeah. You don't have to dig a hole for yourself.
Just be there.
Yeah. Just be there.
Yep.
And
Just be
nod,
there.
listen,
Nod, listen.
show that you're listening in some way, but you don't need to say anything.
Absolutely. Yeah. So that just really spoke to me because I know that a lot of people still, it's really easy when you are a people pleaser. It's really easy when you have trauma, whether it's resolved or unresolved trauma, it gets very frustrating when you think you have resolved trauma and then something happens like that. And then it's really easy to slip right back into the, okay, well now everybody's in my ear telling me that I'm going to be a horrible person if I don't go. And you're like, I'm not a horrible person. And it would be really nice if somebody would just be like, I don't really know what happened and you can share if you want to. But either way, if you don't want to go, I support you.
Yeah.
Boop, put a pin in it. Done.
Yeah.
You don't need all the people talking in your ear saying, well, how is it going to look? I don't care how it looks. I really
And
don't
if you
care.
care about that, you're welcome to think about that within yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't need to hear about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
About your thoughts on that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I totally agree with you. So I mean, I was really impressed with her with, just sharing that and being honest and vulnerable. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And her whole story about like the whole adoption thing and like how she's still, trying to heal. I have quite a few friends who've been adopted, and I know one of them just found their biological parent after, well, he's, our age, so he's in his 50s. And he just found this woman and found that, he has a couple siblings, and both of his siblings, I think all three kids in his family were adopted. They might have had, I think two, Nope, I think all three were. But his two siblings are deceased. His dad is deceased. And I think his mom is either deceased or is very ill with like Alzheimer's. And so for him to now have found this woman and just really hit it off with her, which also is not always the case, unfortunately. He even feels kind of like some guilt for it, that he feels this sense of connection with this person that he really never felt with his parents. And
With
it was
the
not
adopted
for
family.
it wasn't for lack of trying on their part, and they never kept anything from him. And his dad was a teacher at our school, very beloved and everything, and his parents loved him a lot, but there was something missing for him. And so to now have that piece of what it was is it's amazing, like how it has healed and calmed a lot of the pieces that he has had as long as I've known him. And I've known him since middle school.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's interesting as Zhen was sharing her story, and then you talking about your friend here too, just all the things that go into our sense of identity.
Oh gosh, yeah.
All the parts of our, of growing up and the people in our lives and our stories. And, and that, like you're saying, stories, for some people, they have parts of their story that they didn't know.
Yeah.
That they never knew, and that all those things contribute to our identity and then our sense of, who we are and our worth. All of that plays into that. So, finding out those things about yourself from your family, if you can, if they have information, or like doing the, what is it, like 23andMe? Is that what they call
the
it?
DNA
The different
thing.
ones, DNA, stuff like that as
Yep.
well. And finding people. I mean, I would like to find out more about, some of my grandparents. I have a grandmother, my maternal grandmother, that I know that we are alike.
Yeah.
There's just the bits and pieces I do know about her, but sometimes those stories are passed through family, so you're not really sure how accurate all of it is. But the things I remember when I didn't know her, but I was still really young. But then some of the stories, I'm like, gosh, now that I think about it now in my 50s, thinking about that is like, gosh, I think her and I were a lot of like. I think there were a lot of similarities. And I remember watching her as a little girl, and she was very different than my mother. So a different kind of woman, just in how she expressed herself and the things that she valued and the way that she lived. And I'm just like, so now I'm just so curious, and I'm like, I think I would like to find out more, and I can do that, using genealogy and all of that, and like Zhen was saying, well, now we have the internet, so cool that it's much easier to find those connections, the connection, and that's us connecting with our past that contributes to our now. And the people that have gone before us. And I mean, I really do believe it's in us.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Ancestors, generations, all of that, culture,
Trauma.
trauma.
I mean, you can
all
carry
those
the
things
trauma.
are in us.
But the beauty of it
Trauma
is
from
that
past.
like you can also recreate who you are and who you want to be.
Yeah.
Which is like, I think, you think about how you were when you were young, and then how you were when you were in teens, and then how you were when you were in college. And,
Yeah.
then
And all
how
your
you were-
stories,
all
some
your
of which are
stories.
yours and some of which are not
Yes.
yours.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
some of the stories were told for you, or some of them, the ending was written for you. So when you
Yes.
get to the point where you're like, this is my story, and I might not have a beginning yet, and I might not have an end, and I might just be jumping into chapter 6 right in the middle of my book, and then I'm going to work backwards. That's okay. You don't
Yeah.
have to have a beginning. You don't have to know where your ending is, other than I am going to end up where I want to end up, because I am going to be in control of that.
Yeah. That I have agency.
Yes.
And I'm making the choices
Absolutely.
now. Yeah. About what I'm the writer of
I
this
am the
story.
writer. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I appreciated that Jen was talking about one of the things that writing is a big part of her
Yep.
journey and her healing and understanding herself. And I'm finding that myself too, like really helpful. Even just somebody asks me a question, maybe somebody I'm getting to know, and they'll say, "Oh, well, I didn't know about that about you. Tell me more about that." Or I thought you were this, but like, oh, I see that you do this as well. And then in my response to them, I'm kind of reciting them, like, and I'm going back and I'm telling my history, her story,
Her story. Your
my
her
story.
I love that.
And I'm like, yeah, and like really saying it out loud and also writing it down and then doing it like in order, and how it's like more things as I do it also pop up, and the order of it, and then I see how all these things contribute
Oh, yeah.
to like who I am now.
Yep.
Well, and you write too. Yeah. I mean, I think, I know some people are like, oh, I wouldn't even know where to begin. And honestly, I think once you start doing it, even if you just start small, even if it's like you wake up one day and you're like, I'm just going to put down a word.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's the thing with writing. It doesn't have to be, oh, I don't know where to start.
Yeah.
Don't think about it then.
Yep.
Just write something. Write whatever pops
Yeah.
into your mind.
Yep.
Yeah, and it
Wow,
doesn't
I'm
have to be
thirsty.
crazy effusive.
Write it down.
Exactly.
Like,
There's
just
that
go.
damn squirrel again. You're like, it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like with anything, right? With any habit or anything you want to do that's healthy, it's starting. It's taking a step and starting. And we
what
find
I-
so many ways to talk ourselves out of starting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. No, absolutely. One of the other things that I loved when she said, I loved when she said that just saying fuck it.
Yeah, that was good.
Yes.
And it's funny because I think you said, Annie, that that it's like this release.
Yes.
And I never really thought about it in that way. Like,
Yeah.
because it's like, oh, just fuck it, just
Yep.
whatever. But to actually think about it in terms of
Yeah.
that's just a release.
100%.
Yes.
And,
100%.
Yep.
And what is it you're saying it to? Kind of like she said, oh, the house didn't get clean. Fuck it. And it's like, I was thinking when she said that, but taking it deeper in the sense that she's exactly right. Like, if she didn't do it, it wasn't going to get done.
Yeah.
So nobody else stepped up to do it. So obviously, what she'd worked up into her head to be like, this is really important, I have to get it
Yep.
done, nobody else cared. So it was like these self-imposed things that we put on ourselves too.
Yeah.
So be able to have that release and to shed that feeling of like you have to be everything for every single person. And if you don't do it, it's not going to get done. Okay, so what?
Right.
Yep.
And it's like,
You
it's
know?
giving
Again,
your-
but
it's
did you
giving your-
die? Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's giving yourself grace in it. And
Stop
being
being
like,
so
yeah.
precious.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know?
The
Yeah.
precious.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And just say like, yeah, I didn't get that done. Well, that's
And
all right.
most people will be
Doesn't
like,
matter.
okay.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of, pressuring ourselves and then making ourselves feel bad about it.
Oh my gosh.
Like,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Yes.
Hey, you know what?
Yep.
Fuck it. I'll do it tomorrow.
Or maybe I won't.
Or maybe I won't.
Does not matter.
Yeah.
I can do what I want to do.
I'm the boss of me.
I am the boss of me. That's right.
I love that.
You are not the boss of me.
That's right.
I am the boss of me. Well, that's a little crazy, though, isn't it? I wish she would have talked about her whole. She said she serves as the managing director of Playtime Poppy, and Playtime Poppy still just makes me laugh as a non-Iowan or a transplanted Iowan. Mm-hmm. Yeah. For those people who don't know what Playtime Poppy is, who are not listening within the Cedar Rapids area, Playtime Poppy is
Children's theater.
And it is an individual dresses up in a corn costume, an ear of corn costume.
We are in Iowa.
Iowa, and it has a little song that it sings that everyone knows, and she is a happy little
Actually,
dancing ear of
what?
corn,
I
right?
feel like, and you know what? It was, I think, because I got to be Poppy
yes,
in
you
high
could
school.
tell the song lyrics.
It's a big
I could
deal.
sing it. I actually have a 45 record. We were talking about records with Zhen. The 45 of the Playtime Poppy song. And then on the flip side is My Country 'Tis of Thee, because you also got to sing that before each of the children's theater productions. But and I think the costume's gone through different iterations.
Yes.
But yeah, you're this giant ear of corn, and then you get to sign autographs
With your
children
gloved hands.
with like your green gloves.
Yes. They're in a mitten, so you're like just scrawling, Poppy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I moved here 10 years ago. You guys know that. And I was enthralled by the whole
you're like, what is
concept of everyone knew the song. And the first time I ever saw Playtime Poppy, and I remember just like looking around the room like, what the fuck is going on right now?
I busted out
'Cause
laughing.
everybody knows the song,
Everyone
right?
was
Everyone knows
singing
the
and
song,
screaming like
and-
it was Elvis. They were literally like,
Seriously.
Poppy. And I am laughing. And my friend is like elbowing me. She's like, it's not funny. I'm like, this is funny.
It's
I'm
funny.
like, this
Come
is
on.
insane
Yes.
right now.
Yeah, my friends in college. I went to college in Illinois, which I'm like, you grow tons of corn here too. But like when I told them the story about it, my theater friends, and they were just dying, laughing, like rolling on the ground. And then of course I had to do the song for them
Yes,
as
of
well,
course.
you know,
Yes.
with the like motions and that. Yeah, it's just hilarious. But it's
But the
such
cool
an
thing about Playtime Poppy is that it is children's theater, and
Yep.
they sponsor a lot of children's theater around the schools locally.
Yes.
Yep. Especially a lot of the lower income schools to really introduce kiddos to theater, which
To
is
theater,
lovely.
which yeah, absolutely.
And they have like Operation Backstage now, where you get to learn like behind the scenes and how a
crew.
show is created and put together
That's
and
super
what
cool.
everyone does. And then, I think my first, so I'm 56 and I was born here in Cedar Rapids, moved away when I was 5. But 0 to 5 in there, I went to Playtime Poppy. That was probably the first live theater that I ever went to. And they're shorter. They're like maybe 45 minutes, an hour long. So younger kids. And I remember Poppy also tells you teaches you theater etiquette. So like if something's funny, laugh, and if you like something, clap, to encourage the actors.
Interaction
And also, and I always remembered the don't rustle your programs, because they used to hand out paper programs, like a little half sheet thing.
That's awesome.
Those were
Don't
the
rustle,
days.
don't rustle your programs.
Do they still have the McGruff
So it's-
dog? Doesn't he come out with Poppy, or does he not come out anymore?
Back in the old days,
In the old days.
it was officer friendly.
Oh,
It was a police officer that
so
came
they didn't
out,
have the dog.
talked about like being safe crossing the street and
okay.
things like that, bike safety.
And they do still have someone at the schools come out and do that, because they talk about the emergency exits within the building and what to do.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
At the Playtime Poppy shows?
Stranger danger, I think they address that sometimes in Playtime Poppy. Just all those kinds of just like being careful about like
It reminds me
You
of
know?
Kindergarten Cop.
I know,
He's-
right?
He's like, stranger, stranger, and all the little kindergartners start
I know. I'm like, I
screaming.
don't know. I feel like we should also be welcoming. So how do we like navigate that as a parent when you're teaching about like,
Stranger.
how to be a loving person about that? Yeah. So and Playtime Poppy, 75.
Yes. I was gonna
75
say,
years.
It's been around a long time.
75th anniversary.
Yeah, that little dancing year.
So
And
that's-
Heather, who was on our show before, she had
Yes.
been Playtime Poppy too.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
She's the
you
one
know
who I
what?
went to my first show with. And she was just like, they love it. I'm like,
I'm just going to put a plug in and it's now it's high schools. The different high schools actually put on the shows for younger children and community. But yeah, we're just gonna put a plug in there. Look up, Google Playtime Poppy. Look that up. I don't remember what their website is.
Nonprofit.
It's a nonprofit, and you could give to Playtime Poppy to keep children's theater alive and keep theater experiences for all kids. That it's accessible for everyone.
Yes. They also do have a. I think it's $1,000 scholarship every year that they give to a graduating
I did not know that.
high school senior who was involved in theater in some way. Within the Cedar Rapids community.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So we just did, Jen, we love you. We just did a little commercial for
Playtime Poppy.
And you can find more about it at playtimepoppy.org.
Playtimepoppy.org. O-R-G.
Fantastic.
I love that. That's really, really cool. Yeah, and she really is. Like she said, I mean, she is out and about in the community, really kind of sharing her story and doing a whole bunch of things. And I mean, honestly, we probably could have talked to her for quite a bit more, have her back on the show.
Her storytelling.
And just, being courageous and inspiring others. It's just so important. I mean, I think that's part of the reason why we're here, right? It's Power Posse is to share our stories and encourage one another. Yeah, because it's relatable, and there are things we can learn from one another.
Yeah, there's always something.
Can lift each other up. Yeah, because life is hard. Damn it.
It is.
But
life
you
is
know
hard.
what?
Life
fuck
is,
it.
Right? Life is good, but also hard. And when it gets too hard, you just say, fuck it.
You do. You just do what works for you. No judgment.
And find those things that bring you peace and joy and do those things.
Yes.
Please.
Yes.
Take care of yourself.
Yes. So I think it's time to wrap it up.
Sounds
Beautiful.
good. So, let's do it.
So we are, again, so incredibly grateful to Zhen E Rammelsberg for lifting us up in our last episode and sharing her story and sharing with us about her spark moment, because we just all really could hear and see ourselves in a lot of what she was sharing. She gave us a lot to think about, and we're still sitting with it and processing it, and I think we probably will be for a while. So to those of you who are listening, remember to keep owning your power.
Yes.
Keep finding your people.
Find your people.
And if you're still looking, remember that you've got us here at the Power Posse.
That's right. We got you.
That's right.
If this reflection from us stirred something in you, please pass this episode along. Share it with your friends. Send it to your sister, your mom, your dad, your brother, anyone who needs to hear it.
Yeah, and that it would encourage them as well. Yeah, make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss what's next on the Power Posse Podcast.
Yep.
And if you're feeling generous, we would love it if you would leave us a rating or a review. It helps more badass women like us, like you, find their way to this space. This episode was produced by Upload Media Group. Thank you, Logan.
Thank you, Logan.
Thank you all.
Yes, and you can learn more about them at uploadmediagroup.com. And we want to say to our listeners as we close, please keep that sparkle alive in you. You are worth it. You matter.
Absolutely.
You matter. Take care of yourself and believe in yourself. And we will see you next time on the
Power Posse Podcast.